Alright, in this video I'm going to do a review of Apple CarPlay to buy new car. My dad just bought a new car, Maruti Baleno, and that's the car. We are not actually interested in the car. What we are interested in is the CarPlay. So let's open the car. Alright, so this is the dashboard. This is where the car is. Now I'm going to, so to connect the iPhone, let me start the car first. Right. There you go. That will start my navigation. I'm in the dashboard. I'm gonna mute it for a second. Now you have the USB cable that goes in here. See, this part you can use one hand to do it, but then now the next part comes is you have to connect the lightning port to the iPhone. Now you cannot do this while driving, because even this too, because let's say, so you need to use both hands. You cannot do with one hand. You need to hold this with one hand, you need to hold this with another hand, and you need to connect. And so your both hands are busy, and you need to look what you're doing. You cannot just look at the road and do this. I mean, with this lightning port you can, but to find the hole you need to look at it. So don't do this while you're driving. Make sure you do connect your iPhone before you start driving. So that's one thing that I didn't like. So you connect the iPhone. Now you have to unlock the iPhone. Once you unlock, then CarPlay.
Just say to it, hold on a moment.
Right.
Let me see who you are and what you
listening
represent. Let me put you to the test.
Let me pause this. Alright, so let me pause that. Alright. There you go. So this is the so when you connect the iPhone and you unlock it. So when you unlock it, it lets you know that you have my permission to connect to the CarPlay. And as you can see here, all my apps are here. So let's start with the first one, phone. Phone one is pretty good. It lets me connect, like call, like even I can say there's a button here. I can say call Manjiri Mote.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
This is 3G with like 2 bars. It should work. Call Manjiri Mote.
Calling Manjari Mote.
Okay, so that's my mom. That's my mom's name. I'm gonna end that call. But yeah, so you can call using voice commands. So that's pretty cool. I like that one. Then the music. I have the Apple Music. You can, well, let me start. Let me say use the voice commands. Play radio.
I can't answer that.
Let me try again. Play radio.
Now playing Beats 1.
There you go. Beats 1. Automatically. I didn't tell him, like, I didn't say which radio. Let me mute for a second. I did not say, oh, you had to play Beats 1 radio or whatever. You know, I just said play radio and it works. And there are other commands, like you can say, okay, play music or something like that. So let me try that. Play music.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's still playing the radio. Let me stop that. And let's say if I stop that, and if I say play music.
Okay.
Alright. What is it playing? Still playing radio. That sucks. So let me mute that. So I mean, play music also works if I even can get it to work. Then there's a messages. Messages is pretty good. So
Who shall I text?
cancel.
Okay, I won't send it.
Okay, thank God it didn't send. Alright, so alright. So I wanted to see messages. So let's say this is a message. I want to read.
Okay, what do you want to say to VMEBN?
Cancel.
Your message to VMEBN says, cancel. Ready to send it?
Cancel.
Okay.
Right. So I want to read the messages. Let me try that again. Read messages.
Your message to VMEBN says, cancel. Ready to send it?
Cancel.
There's nothing to cancel.
Right. So
Who
that's
would you like to text?
okay. It's sending message, but normally if I receive a message, it reads out loud and says it out loud. So the now playing is, it shows me what is playing right now. The podcast is the iTunes podcast app. Audiobooks is part of iBook. It is Audiobooks is no longer part of Apple Music. I mean, it was part of Music, but they now combined it with, because they launched Apple Music, so they combined audiobooks with the iBooks. So that's audiobooks. Then there is Audible. Now Audible is Audible. I would recommend using Audible for audiobooks and audiobooks. Let me first go with the music. So music is pretty fun. Like for example, music. What I do is I go to playlist. I have like new favorites and play. Okay. There you go. So it shows me my music. I can shuffle, repeat. I can shuffle it. So I can shuffle the music and yeah, I can skip. I can say skip, go to next song. Okay, let me try that. Next song.
Skipping.
I might be anyone.
So that was, next song was Animals, but it started playing a different song. Which song is playing? Under Control, yeah. So you can use Siri for that. It's still playing music. Okay, I just muted it. By the way, there is a mute button. I've been using this mute button over here on my handle. So I can mute this. Alright, so we were back in Audible. So Audible is pretty good for Audible has maximum largest collection of good audiobooks, because now audiobooks is owned by, sorry, Audible is owned by Amazon. Audible has like 180,000, over 180,000 worth of audiobooks. So I have purchased couple of audiobooks, and then you go to my library. Audible is pretty good because it doesn't download all, like you can download the whole audiobook, but you can also say, right now my connection is low connection, that's why it's not working properly, but Audible works pretty good otherwise. Then there is audiobooks by audiobooks.com. Now audiobooks.com doesn't have a large collection as Audible, but audiobooks has largest collection of free audiobooks. They have largest collection, free books, tons of free books. For example, Pat Flynn, Let Go. me play this one.
Let Go by Pat Flynn.
Alright. So
Let Go by Pat Flynn.
let me mute that. Okay, so audiobooks has if you just want to get started and start listening free audiobooks, then I would say go for audiobooks. If you want to pay for audiobooks, then go for the Audible, because Audible has largest collection app where you can pay and you can get the latest and greatest books. And then there is a Stitcher. It's pretty good for podcast, because even though
है बहनें उससे नाराज हैं, माशूका भी खफा है, यानी सब कुछ बिगड़ा सा है और एक ऐसा हादसा होता है.
it's connecting now.
Personal growth is hard.
I just lost
It's
connection
hard
there.
because taking risks is uncomfortable. Such discomfort takes
Right.
many devious forms. The
Right.
fear of the
Let me
unknown.
mute that. Now the podcast is pretty good, but the certain podcasts that I listen to are not available in like one podcast. I listen to only one podcast. If you go favorite playlist, Tim Ferriss Show. This is one podcast I listen to, and this is not available in Indian podcaster. So I use Stitcher, and there are lots of Stitcher has lots of, you go to front page and you can go to lots of other podcasts. And this is the favorite playlist. I have this. When I play this, the problem is it starts playing the latest episode. Let me go. How philosophy can change. So this is the latest episode. I don't want to listen to this right now. What I want to do is, like for example, if I go, let me disconnect this for a bit. Mute. Now let's go to Stitcher. I go favorite playlist. Okay. And then let me see the list. No. Let me see. No. Let me see the list. Yeah, there you go. So the how philosophy can change the button. So this is the latest episode, but I want to listen to the one before that. So then I have to play that. Make sure
Resuming episode.
I'm playing that,
Sometimes ends up dry heaving in the
and
kitchen.
then I have to connect.
And I enjoy
And
guinea pigs, of course. The focus of Dom's
Now-
laboratory primarily is developing and testing metabolic
I'm able
therapies,
to-
including ketogenic diets, ketone esters, and ketone supplements to induce nutritional and therapeutic.
alright, so I'm able to listen to my old podcast, because so I had to manually select. So that's I don't like that part. But otherwise, Stitcher is pretty good. It has so you're not limited. Like certain podcasts are limited on US only, and now using Stitcher, I can listen to all podcasts. So yeah, so I would say get the audiobooks, get the Apple Music first, because you want to have fun while you're driving. Maybe sometimes you want to get serious, so you can use the audiobooks. And maybe you want to get really serious, you want to see some well, not necessarily, you can read fiction ebooks. Like you don't have to like learn business stuff or stuff like that, like philosophy or whatever. You can just have fun, listen to music. So that's the Apple Music. I mean, that's the Apple CarPlay, not music. So this is the Apple CarPlay.
Dashi won countless
Alright,
fights against
one
feared
thing that I
opponents,
forgot to mention
even
now-
multiple opponents.
Now my Audible is working. I have a couple of books. The Obstacle is Way, Daily Rituals. Both are pretty good books. Couple of things I forgot to mention is nowhere you see Apple Maps. The problem is Apple Maps are unavailable in India. So that's why no Apple Maps are here. No Apple Maps. And secondly, you can see here. I have Apple Maps here. I mean, you can use Apple Maps on your iPhone. It's there if you want it, but it's not there in the on the CarPlay, at least in India. And second thing is, you can see I'm charging, so while it's using the iPhone, it is also charging at the same time. So that's pretty good. I mean, the iPhone gets heated very fast, it gets hot a lot, but it charges. So that's the couple of things I wanted to add.